Today is Tuesday the 15th of March and we're going to take a look at the XRP Ripple to BTC. I've just noticed just one of the oddities has appeared, and that's why I thought it was worth making this video. We'll get into the oddity soon, but I wanted to show you first the countdown numbers. So these are a number that you can get on coin at TradingView. They were made popular by Tone Vays, and if you need to know more about them, I don't know much about them, I'm still learning. And if you need to know more about them, I would check out Tone Vays' channel. He's got a lot more information and he's got stuff on his website as well. Okay, so what we're looking at first is the weekly XRP BTC. Now, you'll notice that we have been in a weekly downtrend, as with the entire market, but it looks like XRP has gone a little bit further down along against Bitcoin. So it's looking like it's in a fairly bearish trend and it's heading towards wherever it's going to. So there could be support. We've got a trend line here at around 60,000. So it's probably a good place to think that that could be where it's all going to end. Or alternately, it might bounce off there. But if it breaks there, then it could be down to 11,000 or lower. So at the moment, you can see, looking at the Tom DeMark countdown, you can see that the last time we went from a 1 to a 9 was actually at the beginning of that week that started the big run up in December. Around mid-December, I'm sure everybody remembers that. There was a huge build up in the XRP value. I know people who did very well out of that, very happy about it. But since then, obviously, now it's had some major pullback, and we're trying to work out if it's going to go again. So I'll come back to this one, but first I want to look at another time frame. So this is the daily. Now, using the Tom DeMark countdown is probably something that most people haven't done yet. There's all sorts of other technical analysis tools out there. Tom DeMark's just one of them. But it's one that I've sort of worked out seems to be fairly accurate. And you can certainly see one of the features of the Tom DeMark is the nines. So you can see how nines indicate something is going to happen. And for example, at that peak, that was the beginning of the peak that started in mid-December, and we actually had the run up that ended around the 4th of February, and that was when it started to get into the current bearish trend we've been in since then. So interestingly, we had a Tom DeMark 9 there, and looks like it predicted that pretty well. So the Tom DeMark number is chosen when the candle closes, based on where it's at, but you'll notice that it's a setup with a red number, and you can see how that ended badly. And even though that was a green candle, it was a doji, and it reversed fairly hard out of that, and that was the end of it. Looked like it probably dead cat bounced on that day, and then it came down, tested back down here, moved up, and has ended up down here where it is. So that's on the 1-day chart. As you can see, a few fairly accurate predictions coming out of the Tom DeMark. If we go up here, you've then got, this is the hourly chart, a 4-hour chart. I find the hourly is just too busy. I don't really care about the day-to-day hour-by-hour movement. That's for somebody else to worry about. But we're just trying to look at big long-term trends here. And so you can see, again, the Tom DeMark code did predict this one, which was around the 10th of February. If we just bring this down a bit and go back, you can see quite clearly that Tom DeMark's picking out all these moments where it hits red. So now all of those reds were led by a green run up. So you can see there's a lovely green run up, and then we hit the red setup, and again there's your lovely green. We'll like that. Another one there, of course, and we're sort of they seem to be diminishing in size each time we get one. So it's quite interesting how accurate that is. But what I've found, which is very interesting, was back on the weekly. So if we go to the weekly, you'll notice that we are coming like here from a red 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, meaning that next week is likely to be a 9. We would have to see some serious action, and it'll be a red 9. So a red 9 will signify something's about to change. It's at this stage, it's very hard to tell what that'll be. So it could well be a major pump, or it could well be a further collapsing of the price. So again, there's that support around 60,000. If we see that as somewhere where we don't really want to go, and so yeah, that's probably where it is. You'll notice I've got this trend line in here. Not really overly happy with it. It's not really behaving well, but there will be a 9 next week, which means we've had a 9 run down, and we will see what's going to happen. So keep your eyes open for next week, and hopefully it works out for you, and thank you for watching.